A very good evening, all of you. Confirm the audio and the video once. And tell me what you see on the board. All right. As you see, confirm the audio. On the board, I've written algebra, which I think you know. The session is all about that. By the way, it will be a kind of audio. Is the audio low for everyone? Vedant and others, confirm it once. Or how is it? Aryan, don't worry. So, obviously, I'm not going to start algebra full throttle. Today's session is all about the basics of algebra. All right, basics of algebra. So, you must, if you recall your childhood, there must be multiple instances. Try to increase the volume on your devices or maybe use a headphone because I have gone maximum. Yes, Babel. I think some people say voice is good, for some it is not. So probably the problem is at your end. Check it once. The mic is near me, Pranav. Thanks for the suggestion. It's maxed out. Wait a minute. I'll try to use two mics, okay? Let's see if that helps. Now I have two mics. Karthik, I'm not shy. I'm just checking that the tech glitch which you are facing right now. Now I believe it's fine. Is it? Tell me, because I'm using two mics. Now it's very good? Okay, perfect. Two mics would make it very good, obviously. So now, coming back to what we're discussing, algebra, also known as Beej Ganit. How many of you knew that? In Hindi, we call it Beej Ganit. So, I would like you to understand when you were children, like young kids, there's some word problems, isn't it? A person goes there, buys something. So, even before arithmetic, what is most important? The most important part is the equations. Equations are the most important thing because in mathematics, whatever we solve, we have to make an equation that we have to solve it, right? And the basics of algebra would be focused on that only. In Urdu, it's algebra, Persian basically, Karthik. So, before we start, let us make it look like a stage show, a drama, okay? I would like you guys to understand this and keep this in mind that how and why algebra is so important. Okay, so there's a poem, okay? मैं अलजेब्रा हूँ, मैं बीज गणित हूँ, मैं नंबर्स से पहले आया और सॉल्यूशंस बनने के बाद भी जिंदा हूँ, मैं वो छुपा हुआ राज हूँ जो हर प्रश्न के अंतराल में रहता है, मैं वो बीज हूँ, वो रूट हूँ, वो सीड हूँ जो दिखाई नहीं देता पर सब कुछ बनाता है, मैं बीज गणित हूँ, मैं अलजेब्रा हूँ, मैंने एक्स को जन्म दिया, मैंने वाई को स्वतंत्र बनाया और जब दुनिया सवालों में खो गई तो मैंने हलों का मार्ग दिखाया, मैंने सॉल्यूशंस का मार्ग दिखाया। ना मैं केवल गणित हूँ, ना मैं सिर्फ एक विद्या हूँ, मैं सोच हूँ, तर्क हूँ और मैं कल्पना भी हूँ, मैं बीजगणित हूँ। मैंने ब्रह्मगुप्त के शब्दों में स्वर पाया, अल खवारिज़मी के लेखों में रूप धारण किया और हर युग में नए रूपों में प्रकट हुआ। मैं स्कूल की कॉपी से लेकर अंतरिक्ष के रॉकेट तक छाया हूँ। मैं एक विचार हूँ जो कभी सिर्फ संख्याओं तक सीमित नहीं था। मैं बीजगणित हूँ, जब तुम x और y के पीछे भागते हो मैं तुम्हारे अंदर का सवाल बन जाता हूँ। जब तुम किसी मुश्किल इक्वेशन से लड़ते हो मैं तुम्हें सिखाता हूँ सोचना सोचना। मैं अंत हूँ और आरंभ भी, मैं सिद्ध हूँ और शून्य भी, मैं हर उस स्थिति में हूँ जहाँ समस्या है और संभावनाएं भी। मैं बीजगणित हूँ, मैं अलजेब्रा हूँ और आज मैं फिर से जिंदा हूँ तुम्हारे मन में, तुम्हारे प्रश्न में, तुम्हारी खोज में। क्या तुम तैयार हो मुझे समझने के लिए? With this, because algebra is like God for me, so I just prayed to algebra and let's start it now. There were some Hindi words, but I think most of you have understood that. Agenda of the session. Agenda. The most important agenda is to frame equations. Frame equations. Obviously, simple equations. We won't be going to, the huge, complex equations in this class because this is the first class. It's fundamental basics. Then, certain algebraic identities. That is what we'll be doing. When I say identities, people normally call it formulae. All right. Now, third is solvability of an equation. By the way, when I say equations, today we'll be dealing with linear equations only. We won't go to higher degree equations, not quadratic, not polynomials, no cubic, nothing. Only linear equations where the power of the variables would be just one. But what is variable, what is coefficient, we'll discuss everything. Then the terminology, the word that we use, and a few examples. So this is the agenda of today's session. Okay, and this is the new thing I was discussing, that this is how we have kind of, reframed, or I would say restructured our classes. That in every class there will be an agenda given to you. These 5 things are there, and unless you get all of it, the class would not be over. And I will try to finish it within 2 hours, and it is going to be finished in 2 hours. All right, is that clear? So when the session will end, you will have fair idea what you have learned today, and there will be a checkbox. So I would suggest that you guys note it down, these 5 things we're going to learn today, and one by one just tick mark, okay, that we have done this, we have done this, we've done this. Cool, is that clear? All right, now what we will learn. The content of the classes are equations in 1 variable, 2 variables, 3 variables, and the keywords variables, constant, coefficient, and term. So let's try and understand this. I need a open space. So first is variables, and then we need to learn constants. We also need to learn coefficients. These are certain terms which will always be used in algebra, in any kind of algebra session. Okay, and then term. There are more such words that are used in algebra, but we'll go to them once we have started algebra full throttle. But right now, we need to understand this because this is where algebra will be formed. So, if I write something, an expression, 2x square plus 5x plus 7, this is an algebraic expression. All right? This is known as an expression. Clear? The moment I equate it to something, this becomes an equation. Is that understood? So anything which is written in algebra is basically an expression. All right, and the moment we equate it to something, it becomes an equation. So I hope you understand what an equation is and what is an expression. Anything written will be an expression. Okay. Well, variables and constants. So as the name suggests, variable, something that varies, vary. This term vary means something that changes. Okay, changes. That means we don't know the value of it. So whatever value we don't know, that is a variable. And whenever we have to calculate something, the value of something that is unknown, we call it variable. So variables are unknown because they keep on changing, right? Constants are those which never change. They are always consistent. They are always there. So, and coefficients, coefficient denotes the frequency of a variable. When I say frequency, क्या मतलब है इसका कि वो variable कितनी बार आ रहा है expression के अंदर, that is variable, that is coefficient. And term is basically the combination of variables and coefficients. So here, if I want you to ask what is variable here, the variable here is, what is the variable? X, because X is unknown. Anything that is unknown, we have to find, that is variable. Here variable is X. What is constant here? Constant here is 7. This term 7 is a constant. Alright. Understood? And now if I ask you, what is the coefficient of x square? मतलब कि इसी इक्वेशन में x square कितनी बार आया था? कितनी बार आया है? 2 times. So essentially, if I rewrite this equation, do you think it's like this? X square plus x square plus x plus x plus x 5 times x plus 7 equal to 0. This is the exact equation. But you won't write it like this because this will waste time, paper, efforts and all of it. So here we see that x square has occurred twice. So frequency of x square is 2. X has occurred 5 times. So frequency of x is 5 and so on. Is that clear? Variable, constants, coefficients, and what is the term? What is term? This 2x square is a term, 5x is a term, 7 is a term. So in this expression we have 3 terms. Clear? So now I'll give you an example, ask you 4 things. I'll ask you what is the variable, I'll also ask what is the constant, the coefficient, and how many terms are there. Cool? Let's do that. Aryan, you can assume it to be a proper class because this is the first class that we normally do. All right, one more. 3x cube plus 4x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Tell me what is the variable here. What is the variable here? All of you will tell me 4 things in the comments. Variable, they will tell me what is the constant, they will tell me how many terms are there, okay, and then you will tell me coefficients one by one for x cube, x square and x. Very basic, very simple. Perfect. So variable is x here, constant is 6 here. How many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4 terms are there. Coefficient of x cube is 3, x square is 4, x is 5. By the way, can I kind of rephrase that the term independent of variable is the constant? Can that be said? ये समझ में आ रहा होगा कि मैंने यहाँ लगा 3x cube, 4x square, 5x, so it is 6x to the power 0 है actually. So any term which has got no variable would be the constant. Hey Gautam, I'm so happy for that. I am Kozhikode. Wow. Congratulations. I would like all of the people who are watching this live stream to congratulate Gautam once. All the best for you. Thanks for the kind words. Okay, so we have understood this. Nice. Perfect. So first thing is done. Now we understand all the terms. There is one thing that we need to understand as well. that is called the degree of an equation. Who will define that? Let's see. Degree of an equation. How do we define degree? Degree. It is the highest power of the variable. By the way, we'll deal with more such stuff when we'll be having more than one variable in an equation. That will come afterwards. But right now, to understand majorly the equations, highest power of the variable. For example, if I say x plus 5 is equal to 0, here the highest power of variable is what? It's 1. So it's first degree, right? Varsha, it's not frequency, it's the highest power. Okay? So if I write x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0, here the degree will be what? It will be 2. So as you can see, here we have power of x is 2 as well as 1, but we'll take the highest power, the maximum power. Having said that, now tell me, what will be the degree of this equation? X cube plus 7 is equal to 6. What's the degree here? The third one. It will be 3. तो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि अगर x क्यूब हो तो उसमें x स्क्वायर भी आए या x भी आए. Is that clear? Okay? Yeah, Aryan. See, here you can see x cube plus 7 equal to 6. What is the highest power of the variable? It's 3. In this equation, you cannot see the term x square or x. It's not there. It doesn't mean that this is not an equation. It's a complete equation where the highest power is 3. So I will call the degree of this equation to be equal to 3. Clear? Got it, Vaibhav? Let's take one more. For example, if I have something like x to the power 7 plus x cube plus x plus 6 equal to 0. Now, you don't have to care about how many terms are there in this case to find the degree. Just have to care about the highest power that the variable has attained. In this case, it's 7. So it is not necessary that we should be having all the terms power x to the power 6, 4, 5. It's not required. Even if we have just one term that has got the highest power, that will be the degree of the variable. All right. So before we go further, I would just like you to solve a very simple question. Let's solve these two. Aryan, if power is not given, the power will be 1. Okay, so we will have degree as 1. Like in this case, if you see the equation here, the power is not given. If power is not given, power is 1 only. All right, perfect. So, first one first, 7x is equal to 56. This is not even a question. This question is given to you so as to make you understand that whatever multiplies in the left hand side, it will divide in the right hand side. Very basic stuff. Whatever adds in the left hand side would subtract in the right hand side, and so on. I know all of you know that. So if I send 7 to the right hand side, I'll get 56 upon 7, that is 8. So answer is 8. Simple. The second one, 3x plus 4 is equal to 16. The second step, whatever adds, like 4 is adding to left hand side, it will subtract in the right hand side. So I assume all of you know that. These are some basic simple things which we will be keeping in mind while solving an equation. By the way, these things should be done in mind after a while. Clear? Very simple, obviously. Perfect. So now we have learned these things. Okay. One variable, two variables, three variables. So any equation which looks like this, x plus 3 equal to 0, it's an equation in one variable. It's something like this, x plus y is equal to 5. This is two variables. And if I say x plus y plus z equal to 3, this is three variables. Is that clear? So normally we start with x. For one variable, x, two variables, x, y, three variables, x, y, z. We'll be using this. Now, having said that, एक बात तो कंफर्म हो चुकी है कि वन वेरिएबल के इक्वेशन सॉल्व करना काफ़ी आसान बात है, हाँ या ना? Do you believe in that? That solving an equation which has got only one variable is very easy. Yes, because that involves only basic addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Nothing else. Right? You believe that? Okay. So let us try to solve an equation which has got only one variable. Let's solve this one. Here, this is a better problem. The first one was just a kind of a sitter. But this one, you'll have to use some intelligence to solve this. It was easy, yeah. So you'll be doing easy stuff only. Human being, it's not the remaining money, it's not given, so we cannot assume that. Okay. Yes, there are a series of a lot of series of sessions, but they're not all algebra. There'll be multiple things. Anita used half of her money in buying tomatoes and 1/3 in transportation. Okay. How much money is left with Anita? Initially, she had rupees 60 with her. Okay. So what I want to tell here is, this is a simple question, but if you do it algebraically, I'll say let the money with Anita be rupee x. By the way, यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है 60 है, ठीक है, उस पे आएंगे. You can solve it directly also, but how to frame the equations, that is what I'm trying to tell you over here. Okay, x, she used half the money. That means she has used x by 2 in buying tomatoes. This is 4 tomatoes, and 1/3 in transportation. That'll be x by 3. She has used this much money. How much money is left with Anita? So we'll be having x minus x by 2 minus x by 3. And that is how we can solve it. We have the value 60, we can put it and solve it, right? A simple question. But I wanted you to understand how we create the equations. Clear? Aryan application class? No, that is for paid students only. Okay, so all of you can solve this. Let's put 60 here. 60 minus 60 by 2 minus 60 by 3. So we have 60 minus 30 minus 20. The answer is 10. All right. Let's do one more. Krutibash, हाँ exactly, that's a nice question. Arithmetic होगा, यहाँ पे algebra को देखो बहुत डिटेल में नहीं करा रहा मैं algebra की वो चीज़ें करा रहा हूँ जो तुम्हें arithmetic में हेल्प करेंगी. वर्ड प्रॉब्लम्स कैसे हम उसकी इक्वेशंस बनाएं, बस ये सिखा रहा हूँ आज. ठीक है कृतिबाश? जैसे अरिथमेटिक में होगा ना, रेशियोज के क्वेश्चन होंगे, परसेंटेज के क्वेश्चन होंगे, वहाँ भी तुम्हें एक्स वगैरह एज्यूम तो करना ही पड़ता है. दैट इज द रीजन. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू हाउ टू फ्रेम एन इक्वेशन. दैट्स इट. CAT25 new batch classes, when would this start? This series of sessions going on. Just after that, next week, the classes on Facebook will start. By the way, these classes have started already. Ram is 5 years younger than Rahim. 4 years later, Rahim will be twice as old as Ram. Find their present ages. Shreya says 1 and 6 old age, 5 and 10 present. Okay. Now here, you need to understand something. It says Ram is 5 years younger than Rahim. So who are we comparing with? We are comparing with the age of Rahim. So it's better that we assume the age of Rahim to be equal to x. And in that case, Ram will be x minus 5 years old. By the way, we can take the opposite also. We can also assume Ram to be x. In that case, Rahim will be x plus 5. Is that understood? This is very important because these simple things which right now you might be feeling okay, तो आता ही है. But जब difficult question आएंगे तो लोग यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कभी-कभी confuse करते हैं. Understood? If I assume Rahim to be x, Ram is x minus 5. If I had assumed Ram to be x, Rahim would have been x plus 5. In both the cases, I'll get the same answer, right? Okay. 4 years later, मतलब 4 साल बाद. 4 years later, what's gonna happen? Both the guys will be growing by 4 years each. So now Rahim will become x plus 4 and Ram will become x minus 5 पहले था plus 4 or that means x minus 1 years old. And at this stage, when 4 years later, एट दिस स्टेज रहीम विल बी ट्वाइस एज ओल्ड एज राम. तो मैं क्या कह सकता हूँ कि रहीम की जो अभी एज है 4 साल बाद, दैट इज x-1, ये 2 टाइम्स है राम के एज की. दिस इज वेयर पीपल एक्चुअली गेट कंफ्यूज वेयर टू पुट 2 इधर आएगा इधर आएगा. इज दैट क्लियर? विल बी ट्वाइस एज ओल्ड एज राम. राम की एज का 2 गुना. Got it? So now we have to solve it. It's a linear equation, single variable. X minus 1 will be equal to 2x plus 8, which means, so all the variables to one side and all the constants to one side. I can send x here, I'll get 2x minus x, and there, यहाँ पे तो कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया. देखो यहाँ मैंने कुछ ऐसा किया जहाँ पे गड़बड़ हो गया. क्या गड़बड़ हो गया? क्या गड़बड़ हुआ है यहाँ पे? कुछ तो गड़बड़ हुई है. गड़बड़ वही हुई है जो बता रहा था लोगों से होती है. 2 यहाँ नहीं यहाँ आना चाहिए. Getting it? So sometimes what happens while solving an equation, you tend to get confused by the words that have been used. राम से 2 गुना है. हाँ, got it everyone? There is something which people, हाँ रिवर्स लिख दिया. राइट वेदांत गरिमा, आई नो. Isha, what happened? 4 years apart again? Okay. Isha, let's say you're 21 today. Let's say you're 21 today. Okay. So 4 years later, you will be 21 plus 4. Right. So what I have done, रहीम की एज में मैंने 4 ऐड कर दिया है 4 साल बाद. दो लोग 4 साल से तो बढ़ेंगे. और यहाँ x-5 है. x-5 में +4 फिर से कर दिया. So x-5 plus 4 is x-1. That is Ram's age. Cool? Okay. Rahim 4 साल बाद is twice as old as Ram. This will be the correct equation. Let's open it. Open the brackets. X plus 4. Bracket open होते 2 डिवाइड इसमें मल्टीप्लाई करेगा. 2x minus 2 is what we get. Now all the variables to one side. तो x को मैं अगर राइट में भेजूंगा I'll get 2x minus x. minus 2 को लेफ्ट में भेजूंगा I'll get 4 plus 2. Looks good. So value of x is 6. To find both the ages, so Rahim is x, who is 6 years old. Ram is x minus 5, that is 1 year old. 6 and 1 is the answer. Cool. Disha, what happened? Twice. Yeah, Disha, just read this once. 4 years later, 4 साल बाद, Rahim will be twice as old as Ram. Rahim की उम्र, Rahim की आयु, Ram की आयु से 2 गुनी हो जाएगी. Like Rahim will be twice the age of Ram. That is what it means. When? 4 years later. So when I framed the equation, I framed it for their ages 4 years later, not the initial ages. That is important. Clear? Love, lift, love. हाँ बिल्कुल starting से होगी. Disha, is that clear now? I hope it is. Well, let's go back to the basic stuff. Chalo. Now let's go to 2 variables. When we say 2 variables, मिस्ट्री क्या हुआ? अगर राम की एज 1 है तो 4 साल बाद वो 5 साल का हो जाएगा, है ना? क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Answer should be 1 and 6. They are asking the present ages, Vedant. In the question they ask the present age, okay? Not the future age. Okay, now let's understand this part, system of linear equations. Here comes a bit difficult part. 2 variables, system of equations. All of you pay attention. To get a unique solution, if I have an equation like 2x plus 3y is equal to 5, can you tell me the values of x and y here? अवनी क्या हो गया? x minus 1 कहाँ से आ गया? अरे क्या हो गया? राम की एज x minus 5 थी पहले. 4 साल बाद इसमें +4 कर दो. x minus 5 plus 4 कितना होता है? x minus 1 ही तो होता है. राइट अवनी? Okay, now let's go back to what we're discussing. So when I say 2x plus 3y is equal to 5, can I find the values of x and y? Vedant says we need two equations to find values. Very good, Vedant. What do others think? Two x plus 3y equal to 5. Would we be able to find the values of x and y? Vedant has mentioned that we need two equations to find the values. That is what Vedant has mentioned. Manisha बोल रही है कि answer is 1,1. Isha says yes, it is possible. It is possible, huh? If x equal to 1 and y equal to 1, we'll get the answer. Right? मिल तो रहा है. मिल तो रहा है answer. What's the problem? I asked you, would you be able to find the values of x and y? The answer is yes. But if I ask you, would we be able to find the unique values for x and y? Then the answer would be no. Is that clear? यही चीज़ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एल्जेब्रा में समझना. हर एक वर्ड का एक मतलब है. If I say, can I find the value of x and y? I will say, yes, I can find the value of x and y. There's no problem. But if I say, would we be able to find the unique values of x and y? Then the answer will be no. समझ में आ गया सबको? देखो एक आंसर यही आ चुका है हमारे पास. If x equal to 4 and y equal to -1, that's also an answer. समझ गए बात को ना? तो हमेशा ध्यान में रखना है इस बात को कि यूनिक सोल्यूशन इज द वर्ड. यूनिक सोल्यूशन. अदरवाइज वी कैन फाइंड द वैल्यूज. वी कैन फाइंड इनफाइनाइट वैल्यूज लाइक दिस. ठीक है, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अच्छा, मैं अगर एक और वैल्यू फाइंड करना चाहूँ तो इट विल बी 7 एंड y विल बी -3. चेक दिस. इज इट सेटिस्फाइंग? यस और नो? इट इज सेटिस्फाइंग, नो? हो रहा है ना? सेटिस्फाई तो कर रहा है. x इक्वल टू 10, y इक्वल टू -5, ये भी सेटिस्फाई कर रहा है. सुजल, एग्जैक्टली. नो ईशान, दैट इज फॉर बैच 1, डोंट वरी. Can anyone tell me how I am able to find these solutions so quickly? देखो यहाँ एक मैं पैटर्न समझाना चाह रहा हूँ. ये बेसिक अलजेब्रा है और इसमें कुछ पैटर्न भी सिखाऊंगा मैं जो आमतौर पर तुमने नहीं देखे होंगे पहले ज़िंदगी में. x is equal to 13 and y is equal to -7. That will also satisfy and I'm sure about it. कर रहा है satisfy? Did you check? So now I would like you guys to tell me that how am I able to find the solutions so quickly. पहला वाला तो सिंपल था. x1 y1 दिखाई दे रहा था. उसके बाद जल्दी जल्दी कैसे कर रहा हूँ मैं? अगर पहला मुझे मिल जाए तो बाकी जल्दी जल्दी कर सकता हूँ क्या मैं? Here I would like you to understand or analyze or identify a pattern. Very important. Listen very carefully. x1 y1 तो सबने बोल ही दिया था. अब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि x की, all of you, right? श्रेया, नहीं समझ में आया? कोई बात नहीं. पैटर्न दिखाई दे रहा है किसी को? Anyone? 4 and -1, 7. मैं अब सीधा लिखूंगा, शायद दिखाई दीजिए. and -3, 10 and -5, 13 and -7. Now can you see the pattern? जो मुझे बताएगा अगर ये ऑफलाइन क्लास होती मैं टॉफी देता उसको. There can be many solutions. Yes, that is what we have established by now कि बहुत solutions होंगे. पर मैं ये बोलना चाह रहा हूँ, क्या पैटर्न दिखाई दिया? कशिका, very good कशिका. Kashika has just understood that. She has identified the pattern. Very good. Very good. Very good. Sarvesh, well done. Vedant, nice. हम ना पूरे ऐसे अलजेब्रा को चीज़ों को बहुत ही ऐसे गेम से पढ़ेंगे. मज़ा आना चाहिए. We need to identify the patterns. It is happening. हर बार यहाँ पे 3 ऐड हो रहा है और यहाँ पे 2 सब्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है, isn't it? It is happening, na? Okay, so all of you identify the pattern. Why is it happening? Who will tell me? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? ये छोड़ दो, चलो वो तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल सवाल हो गया बट हमें कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि 3 और 2 से ही चेंज होगा? सी द वैल्यूज ऑफ x are increasing by the coefficient of y and the values of y are decreasing by the coefficient of x. Is that right? है ना? Very good. Chalo. Having said that, let us try one more example like this. 3x plus 4y is equal to 7. Now I have x and y. So first solution, पहला क्या होगा? अगर डिफिकल्ट सा आ गया ये इक्वेशन तो पहला सॉल्यूशन कैसे निकालना है वो हम सीखेंगे आगे चल के. फिलहाल आपको सिर्फ पैटर्न समझना है. सो पहला तो 1 1 आ जाएगा. 3 plus 4 is 7. You tell me the next values. If x is 5, y will be what? -2. सब लोग एक काम करेंगे, अगली 3 वैल्यूज बता के देंगे मेरे को x और y की. जल्दी जल्दी. Next 3 values of x and y, tell me. Be quick. श्रेया, -2 कैसे आया? If we subtract 3 from 1. Nice, well done. So, see, x is increasing step by step by 4 units, right? Where from we got the 4? 4 is obtained from the coefficient of y. And y is decreasing by 3 units. 1 minus 3 is -2. -2 minus 3 is -5. And so on. Where from 3 comes? From the coefficient of x. Looks good? मेधा और आगे चली गई. मेधा को मजा आ रहा है ना मेधा? 21 minus 14. Nice game, no? Mathematics is a game. People feel it is boring, but if this is how you solve or identify the patterns, it will be a great thing to do. Mathematics is always love. Okay, चलो एक और करते हैं. 3x minus 2y is equal to 1. Now, let us try to find the solutions. First will be obviously 1. मैं ऐसी क्वेश्चन ले ही रहा हूँ, चूज कर रहा हूँ एग्जाम्पल के लिए, आसान एग्जाम्पल ले रहा हूँ, so that I get 1, you know. वर्षा, the opposite coefficients. Okay, वर्षा, x वाले में we have to look at the coefficient of y. And for y, we have to look at the coefficient of x. That's it. Sahil, it will always be there. I'll take multiple examples, don't worry. Shahim, exactly. It will also work. It will also work. I'll show that to you. Now here what's gonna happen. वेदांत ने लिखा है 3 and -2. वेदांत, check it once. Medha has also written 3 and -2. लिखने से पहले you guys, I also want you guys to check it. Check it once. Is that right or not? हो गई गड़बड़? मैंने थोड़ा दिमाग से खेल लिया तुम लोग. Yeah, Meda, that happened, no? See. So we have unlocked the level 2 of this game. Understood? Okay, now listen very carefully. The values of x will increase by the coefficient of y, and the value of y will decrease by the coefficient of x, or vice versa. What I can say, the value of x will decrease by the coefficient of y, and value of y will increase by the coefficient of x. Having said that, अब मुझे सब लोग समझाना एक बात को. Two negatives make a positive, yes or no? अगर x की वैल्यू y के कोफिशिएंट से बढ़ रही है, इसका मतलब वो 2 से कम हो रही है. Can I say that? If you increase something by -2, you are essentially subtracting 2. Do you understand that or not? Pay attention to what I say. Now I know the pattern. The pattern is the value of x will increase by the coefficient of y. What is the coefficient of y? It is not 2, it is -2. Okay? And that is the reason I was discussing कोफिशिएंट का मतलब क्या होता है. तो अगर ये इंक्रीज बाय -2 होगा, मतलब ये बेसिकली कम हो रहा होगा, राइट? एंड हियर दिस विल डिक्रीज by 3. That is what you need to keep in mind. So increase the -2 is nothing but subtracting by 2. 1 minus 2, I get -1. There's 1 minus 3, I get -2. Check it. Working in -2 again. So -2 here, -5. Is that working? Looks good? That is important. Now someone asked me, would the reverse also happen? Okay, it will happen. तो जो मैंने लिखा है यहाँ पे, this is I'm going downwards. What if I want to go upwards? I mean I want to know the upper values. ऊपर जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? नीचे आने पे -2 कर रहे हैं, ऊपर में +2 कर देंगे. So ऊपर गए 3 +2 and +3 4. Is that clear? 3 3s are 9, -8 is 1. यहाँ पे ऊपर गया तो 2 से बढ़ गया, ये ऊपर गया 3 से बढ़ गया, और जाएंगे ये 2 से बढ़ेगा 5, 3 से बढ़ेगा 7. That also works. Clear? I'll wait for a few seconds and all of you look at this pattern, tell me if it is clear. Interesting stuff. All of you got that? Perfect. ऐसा क्यों होता है? ये जानने के रेडी हो चुके हो आप लोग? अभी छोड़, थोड़ा सा और पढ़ो, फिर समझ में आएगा कि ऐसा हो क्यों रहा है. Okay, all of you. Isha, that is not an assumption, that is a pattern. I will just show you why is it that happening. Okay, ready for that? Ready for the grand revelation? See, if I write 2x plus 3y is equal to 6, okay, now we don't have to find the solutions. It's a line, Manisha. Yeah, that's the half part of it. But why? Why is it, increasing, decreasing, things are happening like that? Let us try and understand. Everybody, if I rewrite this as 3y is equal to -2x plus 6, is that fine? Looks good? Arham, yes, and I explained that properly. Looks good? Also, can I say y is equal to 3 से पूरे को डिवाइड कर देंगे, -2/3x and 6/3. 3 को भेज दिया राइट हैंड साइड. So I'll get y is equal to minus 2 by 3 times x plus 2. Is that right? Looks good? तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है देखो, क्या समझ में आ रहा है हमें समझ में ये आ रहा है कि y पॉजिटिव है, y का कोफिशिएंट पॉजिटिव है, x का नेगेटिव है. तो अगर मैं x को बढ़ाता रहूंगा तो y कम होता जाएगा. Yes or no? If I put x as 3, 3 and 3 get cancelled, I'll have minus 2 plus 2. So if I keep on increasing x, y will keep on decreasing. Can I say that? Everybody understands that? Simple दिखाई दे रहा है. एक पल के लिए let's ignore this constant. Let's ignore this because constant तो कभी change होता नहीं है. Just focus on this. So can I say, now listen to me carefully. I've ignored this. If I put x equal to 3, y will be minus 2, right? Constant बाद में add कर देंगे, ठीक है? If I put x equal to 6, y will be minus 4, yes or no? Is that happening? और मैं x की वैल्यू 3, 6 क्यों पुट कर रहा हूं? समझ में आया अब? क्यों पुट कर रहा हूं? क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूं कि ये 3 जो फ्रैक्शन में है ये x को पूरा पूरा कैंसल आउट कर दे. वो कैंसल आउट कब करेगा? जब x खुद 3 का मल्टीपल होगा, 3 के टेबल में आएगा, 3, 6, 9, 12 एंड सो ऑन. Is that understood? Is that looks good? So next value of x that I can put is 9. If I put 9, 3 3s are 9, तो y बन जाएगा minus 6. बात समझ में आ रही है सबको? I'll wait for a few seconds. यही कारण था कि x की वैल्यूज देखो, ओरिजिनल इक्वेशन में क्या था? The original equation is this. The values of x are increasing by 3. That is the coefficient of y. And the value of y is decreasing by 2. That is the coefficient of x. Nice. नहीं, यश मैंने बोला कि इग्नोर द कांस्टेंट. इग्नोर द कांस्टेंट. ठीक है, पुट द कांस्टेंट. चलो आगे पूरा भी कर देते हैं इसको. -2 + 2 अब मैं डाल रहा हूं समझाने के लिए बस. I'll get 0, you'll get -2, you'll get -4. The same pattern is being followed. Yeah, Dipankar, I'll explain that again. Aryan, I'll explain that again. But let me have more comments. वो यश मैंने कैलकुलेशन इजी करने किया था शुरुआत में ताकि हर कोई समझ पाए. The same thing is happening. Understood? Okay. All of you understood? Throw some likes so that I also know that you have understood. And those who have not, please ask again. No, Arham, I'll show that. Wait. I'll show that to you. First of all, let all of us be on the same page. ठीक है. I'll explain again with a different example. Very different example, totally different example. मुझे एक बात बताओ, everybody. A simple equation I'll use. X plus y is equal to 6. देखो अब बहुत simple लगेगा. There will be no confusion at all. Can I write y is equal to minus x? और सिंपल कर देता हूं मैं इसको 6 भी हटा देते हैं. Let that be 0. Just an example, okay? A basic example to make you understand what I was trying to say over here. 2x plus y equal to 0 कर देते हैं. So can I write y is equal to, in the second step, I can write y is equal to minus 2x. Is that understood? Old school guy, the fear will be over once you understand all the things. I'll show you all the patterns that mathematics follow and you will be Totally sorted. Okay, so this is, can I write it like this? Perfect. तो यहाँ पे समझना कितना आसान है ना. अब मुझे एक बात बताओ. Everyone, tell me something. If this is y and this is x, y is minus 2 times x. If I put x as 1, I'll get y as minus 2. No problem in that. If I put x as 2, I'll get y as minus 4. If I put x as 3, I'll get y as minus 6. And so on. Yeah. If I put x as 4, I'll get y as minus 8. And so on. तो अब कितना सिंपल लग रहा है समझने में? आ गया समझ में अब कि x की जो वैल्यू है, it is increasing by 1 and y की value is decreasing by minus 2. Why is that happening? Here is the reason. Because x is being multiplied by minus 2 while y is multiplied by only 1. That is the reason. तो x का वैल्यू अगर एक एक बढ़ेगा तो y का वैल्यू minus 2 times बढ़ेगा या फिर 2 times घटेगा. Now, Ananya, Medha, and some other people who had this issue, now it's clear. आ गई बात समझ? Understood. Perfect. इसी कारण से ऐसा हो रहा था. That was the reason. Yes, just refer to the opposite coefficients. That's all. Acha. When I gave you two examples, if you remember, one example here, I can see the coefficients of both x and y are positives. But if I write another example, one more example, if I write 2x minus y equal to 0, in this case, y will be equal to 2x, right? So here, if I do the same, if I write x as 1, y will be 2. If I write x is 2, y will be 4. X is 3, y will be 6. X is 4, y will be 8. In this case, what is happening? Both are increasing. Plus 1, this is plus 2. समझ में आ गया? So the example that I used earlier, before solving this, I used two kind of expressions. If you remember, if you have noted it down, in this, both the coefficients are positive. Here, one is positive, other is negative. So when I write it on the opposite sides of the sign equal to, this pattern is formed. Anushka, I hope it is clear now. Right, Anushka? अगर किसी इक्वेशन में दोनों कोएफिशिएंट पॉजिटिव होंगे तो एक बढ़ेगा और एक घटेगा. अगर एक पॉजिटिव एक नेगेटिव होगा, दोनों बढ़ेंगे या दोनों घटेंगे. As simple as that. And now you know the reason. If one is positive, other is negative, then if I write them on the opposite sides of the equation, both will become positive. Here, if both are positive, if I write them on opposite side of the equation, one will become negative, other will become positive. That is the reason this is happening. Nice. All of you got that? Shreya, because if I write it as minus y equal to minus 2x, then minus minus will get cancelled. That is why. Okay, Shreya? So, first solution is not guessed. अंकित, वो समझेंगे थोड़ा सा और अलजेब्रा पढ़ने के बाद. अभी हमें वहाँ नहीं पहुँचना. अभी हमें यहीं तक रहना है. जल्दी से यार स्ट्रीम को लाइक कुछ तो कर दो. अच्छा लगे मेरे को. I'll also get motivated, And then we'll go on to next thing. So we have what we did today here. I took some expressions, and then I showed you the pattern, which might be new for a lot of you, right? And coming back to the first question that I asked was, I gave you an equation. I asked you whether you can find the solution. Some people said no, some people said yes. The thing is, if I have an equation like this, 2x plus 3y equal to 5, I'll be able to find these solutions, but they will be infinite solutions. Infinite solutions. But to get unique solutions, अब क्या चाहिए? अब आएंगे वापस बात जो हम पहले कह रहे थे. Tell me. So now I want the unique solutions. Like I need the unique values of x and y. Would I be able to find it out? We need two. Vedant was saying that yes, we need two equations. So by using only one, I won't be able to find it out. So let me use one more. 3x plus 4y equal to 7. So this is called a system of linear equations. Why system? Because the number of unique solutions or the number of variables should be equal to the number of equations. That is the first condition. ऐसे बात बताऊं, जरूरी नहीं कि ऐसा होने के बाद भी आंसर आ जाए. Okay, we'll discuss that. But first of all, let's understand this. Is that clear? This condition might give you unique solution, not always. ठीक है, चलो देखते हैं. So we have two ways to do that. Let's understand that first of all. Method of elimination, method of substitution. So the equations that I used were 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 and 3x plus 4y is equal to 7. So I'll use the first method, that is elimination, to find it. Clear? Okay. So the question gives you two equations and it says find x. तो एक बात बताओ, अगर मुझे x फाइंड करना है, तो मुझे क्या एलिमिनेट करना पड़ेगा? I'm repeating. If I have to find x, what should be eliminated? Y should be eliminated, right? Y should be eliminated. Now, how can y be eliminated? If I see here, the coefficient of y is 3 in the first equation, while it is 4 in the second equation. What if their coefficients become equal and I subtract them? That would be fun. How to do that? We need to multiply the first equation with the coefficient of y in the second equation, that is 4. And the second equation, the multiple of with the coefficient of y in the first equation, that is 3. If I do that, listen to me carefully. So multiplying with the coefficients of y. Why? Because I have to find x. I need to eliminate y. जिसको eliminate करना है, उसी के coefficient से cross wise multiply कर देंगे. The moment I multiply, open the bracket, 4 into 2, 8x, 4 into 3, 12y, 4 into 5, 20. मैं एक बात बताऊँ, यहाँ पे गलतियाँ होती हैं. When you do that, no, some people mistakenly and they forget multiplying 4 with this constant term. ऐसा होता है. And I'm sure तुम्हारे साथ भी जिंदगी में ऐसा कभी ना कभी तो हुआ ही होगा. हुआ है ना? तुम इनको तो कर देते हो, इनको नहीं करते. 3 3s are 9x, 3 4s are 12y, 3 7s are 21. हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ? Tell me. That happens. This is how you solve easy questions incorrectly. Let us subtract. Minus, minus, minus. 8 minus 9 is minus 1. This cancels out. Minus x is equal to minus 1, which means x equal to 1. We got the value for x. Okay. Nice. And so a question for you guys, if I had to eliminate x, then what would I have done? अगर मुझे x eliminate करना हो तो क्या करता मैं? Tell me, be quick. Then we'll multiply with 3 and 2, exactly. Perfect. Dipankar, why we multiplied by 4? Aryan, okay. देखो, x फाइंड करना है मतलब y को गायब करना है, y को एलिमिनेट करना है. सेकेंड इक्वेशन में y का कोफिशिएंट है 4, फर्स्ट इक्वेशन में y कोफिशिएंट है 3. तो फर्स्ट इक्वेशन को 4 से मल्टीप्लाई करो. ये 4 कहाँ से आया? सेकेंड इक्वेशन के y के कोफिशिएंट से. ये 3 कहाँ से आया? फर्स्ट इक्वेशन के y के कोफिशिएंट से. क्रॉस वाइज में मल्टीप्लाई करना है. जैसे मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो y का कोफिशिएंट बराबर हो जाएगा. 4 इंटू 3 12, 3 इंटू 4 12, बराबर हो गया. उसको माइनस कर दिया. तो दैट इज हाउ वी कैन एलिमिनेट y. क्लियर? essentially we are trying to make the coefficients equal. All right. Bracket खोलोगे, 4 multiplied by 2 is 8, 4 into 3 is 12, 3 into 3 is 9, 3 into 4 is 12, 4 into 5 is 20, 3 into 7 is 21. And that is how we did it. Aryan, got that? Let's do one more. Okay, Dipankar. Chalo, let's try this out. Wow. I could not see the match. What's the score? I just saw it. It's 29 for 4. Delhi Capital in 7 overs. Wow. That's hilarious. All right. Let's solve this one. Let's say I want to eliminate y. Okay, I have to find x. So I'll multiply the first one with the coefficient of y in the second equation, the second equation with the coefficient of y in the first equation. After a while, you guys have to do it quickly. Okay, ये सब मन में करना पड़ेगा आगे चल के. ठीक है. So what do I get? 10x plus 35y is equal to 75. Here I get 21x plus 35y is equal to 119. Subtracting it all, this gets cancelled out. I have minus 11x is equal to 25 and 19 is 44. Minus 44. So x will be equal to 4. And we can find the value of y as well. Perfect. Now, this was method of elimination. Coming to second one, that is method of substitution. So if I have to find x in a system of equations which looks like this, 3x plus 7y is 26 and 2x ट्वेंटी मान लेते हैं इसको. ओके. This is 10. Find the value of x. Now, I want to use the method of substitution. If I need to find the value of x, then I would require substituting y with x. Do you understand that? इसको कैसे करेंगे? This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. So if you remember your class 7th, class 8th, from equation 1, I need to find x. तो मैं y को substitute करना चाहता हूँ. तो I'll write 7y from equation 1, 3x वहाँ भेज देंगे, is 20 minus 3x, which also means y is equal to 20 by 7 minus 3 by 7x. All right. Then we say putting this value in equation number 2, right? You got that? This is what substitution means. So you can use any of the methods, be it elimination or be it substitution, and find the value. Is that clear? Level 3 unlocked. Elimination is easy. All right, got it? Chalo. Level 3 unlocked. But before going to level 3, let us try to solve a few more equations. Chalo, solve this by whatever method you like. Aryan, no, this doesn't come in CAT. We are uh, building the foundation, right? That is the agenda of this session. Ram, Surat, not big changes. There, some questions have been changed, but if you have the first edition, it's fine. No need to get the next one. Try to solve both the questions. पहले का आंसर 1-1 है, बिल्कुल सही. That's right. And for second, I think Rohit Ashwa has done that. Rohit Ashwa, well done. Aryan, for 99 percentile, you should attempt 50% correctly. For 95, around 40% correctly. All right. Do you want me to explain these questions? Anyone? Or you can solve it by on your own. For the first one, the correct answers are x equal to 1 and y equal to 1. For second, it's x equal to 27 by 4 and y is equal to minus 5 by 2. Nice. Let's do one more. Should I solve? Okay, Ravi. After this question, I'll solve all three of them. Yes, Shreya. Okay. First one first. 3x plus 4y is equal to 7 and 4x plus 9y is equal to 13. So let's say I want to eliminate y. I'll multiply the first equation with the coefficient of y in second, that is 9, and this by 4, because I want to eliminate y. Once I do that, I'll get, open the bracket, 9 multiplied by 3 is 27, then 9 into 4 is 36. Okay, 9 into 7 is 63. Here, 4 into 4, 16, 4 into 9 is 36, 4 into 10 is 52. Let's subtract. This gets cancelled out. Here I have 11x is equal to 11, which means x is equal to 1. The moment you get x equal to 1, you can put it in either of the equations and solve, right? Ravi, clear? In this case, 2x plus 3y is given as 6, 4x plus 8y is given as 7. Here, we can place a smart. You multiply the first with 2 and that's it. You know why? Because 2 into 2 is 4. Here we already have 4. Getting it? We just played smart here. So first equation becomes 4x plus 6y is equal to 12. Second already has 4 in it. So 4x plus 8y is equal to 7. Let's subtract. This gets cancelled out. I have minus 2y is equal to 5, which means y is equal to minus 5 by 2. And we can put this value in either of the equations, get the value of x. Is that clear? That's playing smart. So more questions you solve, smarter you will become. You will be able to find your own patterns like this. Clear? Now, Shreya, substitution. This one, no? Okay. So I'll do one thing. 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. Let that be equation number 1. And x plus 5y is equal to 7. Let that be equation number 2. Okay. I think starting with 2 is a better idea. What do you think, Shreya? Right? If I write x is equal to 7 minus 5y, this will be a great idea because there will be no weird vulgar fractions. X is 7 minus 5y. I'll just put it over here. Here, in place of x, I'll put this value. So I'll get 7 minus 5y. How many times? 2 times. It's 2x. Plus 3y is equal to 7. Let's open the equation bracket. I have 14 minus 10y plus 3y is equal to 7, which means minus 10 plus 3 is minus 7y is equal to 7 minus 14. So y is equal to 1. The moment you got the y value of y as 1, you put it here to get the value of x as well. So y is 1. X is 7 minus 5 times 1. So I get x equal to 2. Clear? Arham, this will be a small part of a very big question in CAT. Okay, Arham? Shreya, is that fine now? Is that clear? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's solve this question. Question number 3. Hey Manisha, hello. Krisha, don't worry, we have just started. Within 2 months, you will be achieving that speed that that's required. Bye bye. Krisha, solve more and more questions, and don't get worried about this because we have just started, right? This is going to help you a lot, and with time, when you solve close to 200, 300 questions, automatically your speed will improve. Keep on practicing. Mathematics is done by practice only, nothing else. Attend the classes properly and try to note down things which we are discussing in the classes and apply them. It says a mother's age is equal to sum of the ages of her daughter and a 22-year-old son. Wow. 22 years ago, the average age of the family was 24 years. Find the present age of the mother. Interesting question, huh? Okay, Krisha. Have you attended my Vedic mathematics session, the speed calculations? And if not, I would, obviously, I'll be taking one more session like that for speed calculations. And it is there on the YouTube, on iQuanta channel. Just try to go through that session once. It will improve your calculation speed. Okay, let's solve this. Mother's age. So here, this is a proper classic problem in which we are using two variables, right? So I will use for mother's age, you can use x, y, whatever, but I normally use, with the name m. For mother, I'll use m. Mother's age को मैं m मान लूँगा, and daughter's age, I'll assume it to be d years. Is that cool? This is how you don't get confused. And son का age already पता है. So, from the first expression, from the first line, now you know what algebra does? Now you understand it. Whatever is written in English language, I will translate it to mathematics. So this is very important. Listen to me very carefully. It's not that I am framing equations. No. It's not that I am doing something really big. It's just that I am translating it. So it's in English. I can translate this to Hindi. I can say, एक महिला की आयु उनकी बेटी और 22 वर्षीय बेटे, ऐसे करके I can translate, right, in Hindi, in Punjabi, in whatever language, right? So framing an equation is nothing but translation. In which language? In the language of mathematics. Do you agree or do you concur to that? I'll just translate it to mathematics. Mathematics says, okay, mother's age is m, daughter's age is d. That means m is equal to d plus 22. That's it. This is mathematics. Do you understand? Do you agree? And if yes, send me some cheers. Okay? Mathematical translation. 22 years ago. Now this is present. Okay, this is present. Nobody's telling me. समझ में आया? Mathematical translation. Yeah. Okay. 22 years ago. So mother must be m minus 22, right? And daughter must be d minus 22, and the son must be 0 years. Son was not born. Right? The son is now 22. That means at that time he was not even born. Okay, he's not born. ठीक है. Average age of the family. How many members do we have in the family? We have 2 members only, because son doesn't exist. Average is given as 24. Clear? Average is 24. So if I add these two, m minus 22, mother and daughter's age, and then divide it by 2, I'll get 24. What is average? Sum upon number of observations. Is that clear, everyone? Looks good? Let's arrange the variables. M plus D minus 44 is equal to 48, which means m plus D is equal to 48 plus 44. That is 92. All right. I have to find the present age of mother. I can use substitution. From this equation, I can write D is equal to m minus 22. So I have written D in terms of m. Why? Because I need m. I don't need D. And I put this here in place of D. So m plus this D is m minus 22. Looks good? So 2m is equal to 114, which means the value of m is 57. Option B. Manisha, I know. वो क्वेश्चन बनाए इजीली गया. Rohit Ashwa, I think I just answered that. If the person did not even exist, then obviously it won't be considered, right? The same thing I think Manisha also did. Okay, Rohitash, there's no point of taking it literally or figuratively. It's simple. It's given over there. The person does not exist. In retrospect, we can see that, right? So let's go to one more. The cost of 99 chairs and 101 tables is 1996 rupees. The cost of 101 chairs and 99 tables is rupees 2004. Find the cost of one chair and two tables. Okay. The question was intelligently framed. सुरभि बताया तो अभी सुरभि. The sun did not exist. Surbhi, tell me something. If I ask you, Surbhi, let's try to understand this. If I ask you, what will be the average of your and your mother's age after 20 years? Let's say after 15 years. So you will only count you and your mother's age, mother, right? You won't be counting probably the family that you will create afterwards. पता ही नहीं है क्या होने वाला है. Getting it? So what doesn't exist? This is kind of, more about real life situation, less about mathematics. मान लेते हैं तुम्हारा भाई तुमसे 5 साल छोटा है और वो 20 साल का है. तो आज से 20 साल पहले सुरभि तुम्हारी फैमिली की एवरेज एज कैलकुलेट करने की बात अगर मैं करूंगा तो तुम क्या अपने भाई की एज को 0 रखोगी? नहीं ना. या बोलूँगा 21 साल पहले तो क्या -1 रखोगी? नहीं. टुडे यू नो इट, बट you got it? Perfect. That's a nice question actually. A lot of people made the same mistake. It's a -1. You guys listen to it. If someone is 20 years old in your family and then I ask you to calculate the average of family 21 years back, think about this. You will take the age to -1 of some person. Okay. So let us assume that the cost of one chair is C, small c, and table is small t. The moment we do that, I'll have 99 times C plus 101 times T is equal to 1996. And the second statement, 101 times C plus 99 times T is equal to 2004. All right. One chair, two table. A lot of calculation here, right? Can we do something? Difference निकाल लें. Find the difference, what do I get? If I let's say find the difference, what do I get? equation number 1 and equation number 2. Like if I do that, let's say I do 1 minus 2, what do I get? I'll get 2t minus 2c, right, is equal to 8. Or I can say minus 8. Or I can say c minus t is equal to 4. Right? The moment we do it, our life becomes sorted. Our life becomes sorted. Do you realize that? The life becomes very much sorted. Because now I can represent c in terms of t or vice versa. And the moment I have it, I can put this value in either of the equations and get the answer. How cool is that? Interesting stuff, right? Mazaya. Let's put it here. C as t plus 4. So I'll get 99, c की जगह t plus 4 plus 101t is 1996. I'll get 99 times t plus 99 into 4 is 396 plus 101t is equal to 1996. If I add them, I get 200t is equal to 1600, which gives us the value of t as 8. The moment I get t as 8, I can put it here. So c will be equal to 8 plus 4, that is 12. Now the question talks about cost of one chair, 1c plus 2t. c is 12, t is 8. Plus 16, I'll get 28 as the answer. Nice, no? You know what? Why this question was given to you? If you realized that here we did both the things. We did elimination as well as substitution. We did both. तो मतलब ये हमें सीख मिलती है कि सिर्फ एलिमिनेशन या सिर्फ सब्स्टिट्यूशन ऐसा नहीं है कि यू कैन चूज ईदर ऑफ द मेथड्स, बोलोगे मुझे ये अच्छा लग रहा था मैंने इसलिए ये कर दिया. नहीं. Why we teach two methods? Because now you have realized that a single question can involve both the methods. It all depends on the kind of coefficients that are given to us. If substitution makes it easy, we'll do that. If elimination makes it easy, we'll do that. In this case, we did something extra. Why? Because we saw the coefficients are same in the two equations, so subtracting was an easy thing. While subtracting, the huge coefficients got lowered. Okay, Anshika, देखो माइनस करो 99c minus 101c is minus 2c. वही तो हुआ है 1 minus 2. Ram Surat, yeah, we can do that. Anshika, you got it? Isha, you must have calculated something wrong. मजा आया इस सवाल में? Yeah, Harshita, we can do that as well. Subtract and add. That's also a possibility. Let's do one more. The sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 9. If the digits are reversed, the number formed exceeds the original number by 27. Find the two-digit number. दीपांकर फिर से एक बार माइनस करना, समझ में आ जाएगा. खुद से माइनस करना एक बार, है ना, इस क्वेश्चन के बाद. This is the last question for today. Let's see how many of you solve it. Ashar Raza. Okay, you have got the answer. Oh, Anshika, seriously? Thank you for saying that. Like normally pretty is used for kids and women, but if it is used for a man, then thank you. Okay. Well, so to solve this question, this is a very important, I won't say important question, but a very important concept that is being used here. Digits of two-digit number. Now, all of you, if the number is like this, okay, tell me something. 36 is a number, 45 is a number, 27 is a number. But here we are using constants. But can I say AB is a two-digit number? Can I say that? Can I say that AB is a two-digit number? I don't think I can say that, because when A and B, I write A and B, Ashar, well done. If I write AB together, this means A multiplied by B. I hope all of you understand that. When you write variables like this, one after the other, that means they are getting multiplied. So I cannot represent a two-digit number by using AB. Do you understand that? Right? If one digit, so a two-digit number will be having two things. One is units place, other will be tens place. So if B is at units position and A is at tens position, then that will be a number. But how to write it in an algebraic expression? That is important. So if you remember, a number like 23, if you expand it, it looks like 2 multiplied by 10 plus 3 multiplied by 1, where tens and units are the places, right? Number like 123, this is 1 multiplied by 100 plus 2 multiplied by 10 plus 3 multiplied by 1, where hundreds, tens and ones are the places. Is that clear? This is something very important. So if I have to assume a two-digit number, I will write it as 10A plus B, where A, the digit A is at units, tens position, digit A, B is at units position. Is that clear, everyone? Shreya, it's not A plus B, it will be 10A plus B, like Rohitashu said. Okay. If the digits are reversed, this is the original number. If they are reversed, then B goes to tens position, A goes to units position, the new number formed will be 10B plus A. And it exceeds the original number by 27. So the new number will be a greater number. It exceeds 10B plus A minus 10A minus B minus 10A plus B is given as 27. So having said that, I can write 10B plus A minus 10A plus B in the bracket is equal to 27. And also we have one more thing given to us, that is A plus B is 9. A plus B, I'm writing here, is 9. This is the first equation. And if I open this bracket, what do I get? I will get 9B minus 9A is 27, which means taking 9 common, right? This means B minus A is equal to 3. Let this be equation number 2. We have equation 1, equation 2, and we can solve it. Clear? Equation 1, let's add the equations. A plus B and B minus, if you add them, you get 2B is equal to 9 plus 3, which means B is equal to 12 by 2, or I can say B is equal to 6. The value of B is equal to 6, put it anywhere, B को 6 रखोगे, A अपने आप 3 आ जाएगा. So A is 3, B is 6, the answer is 36. Is that clear, everyone? Ram, you can use the options, but this is a very nice question. Ankur, I will tell you what is recommended. By the way, that is something if you have the options, but I'll give you a very interesting concept about this. Ready for it? I hope all of you have understood the question, and now let me show you something. ठीक है? समझना इस बात को. By the way, there's one thing I need to tell you. The people who feel they are not that great in mathematics or who have quit mathematics from class 10th or class 12th, on the dashboard you'll find this non-engineers QA module in which all the concepts from class 6th to class 10th NCERT have been discussed. You can watch that. Okay, now going back to the question and the concept, Shreya wants me to explain that again. Yeah, Shreya, of course. So, initially, the digits were A and B. Afterwards, digits became B and A. Alright. So, B was at units position and A was at tens position originally. Later on, A was on units position and B was on tens position. Okay, I'll explain that again. Tell me something. So if I write it, expand it, I'll get 10A plus B, the original number. The new number so formed will be 10B plus A. That is what I will get. Is that right? Everyone? No, physics, because you had mathematics, right? Okay. It is not just non-engineer, it's anyone who has quit mathematics. Is that clear, yes or no? Those who could not get it earlier, Sahil, Shreya. Okay. Now, let us forget this question for a while. Okay. Sahil, 10A plus B 9 तो है ही नहीं ना. 10A plus B वो नंबर था जिसके बारे में बात हो रही है. तो 9 क्यों रखोगे? ये बोल रहा है sum of digits of two digit number is 9. Sum of the digits. It's not the number. Okay. So for this, I will write A plus B is equal to 9. जो digits थे उनका sum 9 था, but number खुद 9 नहीं था. Alright, Sahil, is that clear? Okay. Now, if I kind of forget this question for a while, tell me something. जब भी ऐसा सवाल आएगा जहाँ 2 digit number को reverse किया गया है, या तो वो बढ़ेगा या तो घटेगा. Yes or no? बढ़ेगा या घटेगा. जैसे मान लो नंबर है सपोज 27, इसका उल्टा है 72. This has increased. If a number is let's say 63, इसका उल्टा है 36. This has decreased. So how do we know it increases or decreases? If the units place is greater than the tens place, on reversal it will increase. If the units place is less than tens place, on reversal it will decrease. Can I say that? Yeah. Every time if you reverse a 2-digit number with distinct digits, दोनों same digits तो तब नहीं, तब तो 0 हो जाएगा. If you reverse the digits of a 2-digit number with distinct digits, it will either increase or decrease. It will increase if tens digit at tens position is lesser than that at units, and it will decrease if unit digit at tens position is lesser than that, greater than that of that at the units position. Okay, we understand that. ठीक है. तो जब भी सवाल ऐसा आएगा यही आएगा, और उन सारे सवालों में if you frame the equations would look like this only. Yes or no? Right? Right? That is always going to happen. And if you subtract them, 10A minus A will always get 9A minus 9B, or I can say 9 times A minus B. यहाँ मैं मान रहा हूँ कि A बड़ा है B से. अगर A छोटा था तो 9 times B minus A आता. Will always get 9 times A minus B or 9 times B minus A. That is something which we are sure of. Yes or no? Tell me something. Upon reversal, I'll get 9 times A minus B if A is greater than B, or I'll get 9 times B minus A if A is less than B. Does that make sense? For a 2-digit number with distinct digits, ये हमेशा होगा ना, हमेशा ये होगा. तो क्या मैं generalize कर सकता हूँ? Can I generalize? Can I say that whenever you reverse a 2-digit number with distinct digits, it will increase or decrease by a multiple of 9. Always. See, 9 times A minus B, 9 times B minus A. 9 तो हमेशा रहेगा ही रहेगा ना. It will always be a multiple of 9. 9 का कौन सा मल्टीपल? a माइनस बी वाला मल्टीपल या b माइनस ए वाला मल्टीपल. अब a माइनस बी कैन बी 4, 5, 6 or whatever. I can say that this is a very important concept. All of you got it? So in this question, it says when it's reversed, number exceeds it by 27. Do you see here 27 is a multiple of 9? Yes or no? We can, whenever this happens, it will always be a multiple of 9. And which multiple of 9? It is third multiple of 9, right? इसको उल्टा करने से बड़ा हो गया है. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि 9 times b minus a is equal 27 और I can say b minus a equal to 3. तो मुझे एक ऐसा नंबर चाहिए जिनकी डिजिट्स के बीच का अंतर 3 हो जाए और साथ ही साथ उसको रिवर्स करने में बड़ा हो जाए. इनका कितना डिफरेंस है? 5. कैनॉट बी द आंसर. यहाँ कितना है? 1. कांट बी द आंसर. हियर इट इज 63. उल्टा करें 27 डिफरेंस आएगा बट वो बढ़ेगा नहीं, कम हो जाएगा. आंसर इज 36. इज दैट अंडरस्टूड? यस और नो? हाउ कूल इज दैट? ऑल ऑफ यू गॉट इट? अगर 27 से बढ़ा या घटा है, चेंज आया है, तो हमेशा डिजिट्स के बीच का गैप 3 ही रहेगा. 27/9 कर दो. Whatever is the increment, it will always be a multiple of 9. Looks good? जल्दी से बताओ मेरे को. If I reverse it, I get 72. 72 कितना बड़ा है इससे? 45. कैसे मालूम पड़ा हमें? Because the gap of 2 and 7 is 5. 5 times 9 is 45. It will always be. Yeah, Ram, obviously. I'll explain that. So, whenever I take a number, let's say I take a number like 18. If I reverse it, it becomes 81. What's the gap here? Gap is of 7 between the digits. So, this increment, this change would always be this 7 multiplied by 9. You can check it out. Take any example. Let me take an example like 26. If I reverse it, it becomes 62. The gap between 2 and 6 is how much? It's 4. This must be 4 into 9. It is 36. Let's check it out. Is that happening? So, the increment or decrement would always be a multiple of 9. Which multiple of 9? 9 times the gap between the digits of the original number for a 2-digit number with distinct digits. For 3-digit numbers also there is a property which we'll obviously discuss once we start with number basics. Clear? This question is from numbers. Some questions were from arithmetic. Age problem, mother, daughter, all that stuff. Then we had average. Now, do you realize that algebra is actually the mother, seed or root of all the other mathematical domains? Yeah, because algebra is where entire mathematics starts. Algebra is where you'll find, you can translate English into mathematics by using algebra. And translation of English into mathematics is called equation forming. That is what equation basically means. Today, we did linear equation, we did multiple stuff. We did terminologies used in algebra. We understood degree of an equation, coefficients, variables, constants, terms, solved a few questions, and also saw a pattern in the linear equations, how do they behave, and also this interesting pattern of number 9. So this is what we did today, and this is, I think, loads of concepts. We did not do very difficult questions for a reason, because that was a fundamental class and the agenda was to build your basics, and I hope they have been built. Anshika named NY. NY, I don't know NY. No, I don't know who is NY. This is the last question. So it's over now, and I hope you guys like that. So once the session is over, you might like to repeat the 2 concepts were something which were pretty interesting and pretty unknown to a lot of people, like this concept of number 9 and the concept in which I showed you the patterns one by one, right? The pattern of how values of x and y change with the coefficients of y and x. Okay, so this is going to be there on YouTube. In case you want to see the speed calculation sessions, it's there on YouTube because I took multiple sessions on Vedic mathematics. If you guys want it to happen again live, because there'll be recording. If you want to, kind of enjoy the live part of it, I'll arrange one session for that as well. All right, good night, take care. I'll see you again. Krisha, no, it will be for batch 1. For your batch, I don't think it's there. And one-on-one is very difficult because we have close to 10,000 students, and also normally I am the only one who actually is always available. Majorly people are working remotely. But yeah, if it's like something, a doubt that is unsolvable by everyone else, then you can talk to me by reaching out to the support number. Okay. But we have, if it's an academic doubt, you can just post the query on the group, Facebook group, and someone will answer it. If it is something which is unsolvable by normal people, you can ask me. Okay, that is a possibility. All right then, take care. Sahil, thank you.